Oh, absolutely, my friend.
All right, looks like we're moving along.
Oh, that's so much better. But the sun's gonna come out in about 3 seconds. When the breeze feels funny.
Do you want me to shoot for a while?
That's up to you. I'm fine doing it.
Well, I'll cover. That way they can prepare it when I leave.
Okay.
This part is by Jay Treble. How's it sound, by the way?
Good.
That's good.
Good.
Hit
Good.
what channel?
What do you need?
I got it. Bring popcorn.
Yes, I'm recording.
Beautiful Tuesday afternoon here in Washington Township, New Jersey. Perfect day for round 2 of the Bergen County Girls Lacrosse Tournament. Welcome in, everybody. I'm Joe Vasile, Mark and Sarah running the camera. Jay Treble also here on the 1s and 2s today for this very exciting matchup between the IHA Blue Eagles and the Saddle River Day School Rebels. And like we mentioned already, round 2 of the tournament, IHA winning on Saturday 17-0 versus Demarest. And, well, if it's possible for a 17-0 game not to be that close, well, that was pretty much the story of that one, jumping out to a 16-0 lead in the first half, and then applying the brakes throughout the second half was the IHA Blue Eagles as they cruised to an easy victory. Goalie Kenneth Scannell had to make just 3 saves all day. Just 3 shots for Demarest in that game. Good defense and offense played overall by the Blue Eagles. As for the Saddle River Day School Rebels, they've been perhaps the biggest surprise in North Jersey girls lacrosse. Just the second year of existence for this program, they rattled off 9 wins to start their season. And they are led on offense and defense, quite frankly, by the McMahon sisters. Danielle, who has 91 points, including 75 goals on the season, and Izzy, who has 69 points, including 56 goals. It's going to be Danielle McMahon. Right now, she wears number 22 in the circle, taking the face-off against Gabriella Vinci as we get set to start this exciting action. Plenty more to talk about. Once again, Joe Vasile alongside Mark and Sarah on the camera here for this exciting matchup. Everything is set. The players are ready. And as soon as referee Jim Cosgrove places the ball, we'll be underway. 25 minutes on the clock from Washington Township here on NJ.ORG Varsity. And the face-off is won by IHA. Coming in, quick shot attempt that time, and firing a little bit wide of goaltender Zoe Fava was Maggie Zeed. Zeed on the season, 25 points, including 23 goals, and a shot. And an early goal for IHA. We're right in the middle of talking IHA on the scoreboard already here. 1-0 the score. Not even 25 seconds into this game. 24-36 remaining here in the first half. And the Eagles already out to an early lead over Saddle River Day. And well, we mentioned that the Rebels are just in their second year of existence. Last year, they went 500 on the strength of really just kind of the raw athletic ability of a lot of these players. So many members of this team still very new to the sport of lacrosse as the face-off is won by IHA and quickly coming away. As I mentioned, still a lot of players who are very new to the game still picking it up. Shot attempt by Christine Weber. Finds the back of the net. And just like that, 2 goals within the first minute for IHA, and they're off to another fast start in this one. It's a 2-0 lead, and in that game on Saturday against Demarest, they scored about 5 or 6 goals right off the bat and really set the tone early in that one. And that's what they're doing already here so far against the Rebels. McMahon struggling in the face-off game against Vincy. Hasn't been able to win one yet. As we mentioned, Danielle McMahon leads the team with 91 points. As the face-off is going to be controlled by the Rebels, and that is McMahon darting in, being double-teamed now. She'll pass it around back. Just a sophomore, and she is already committed to play collegiately at Stanford. And a whistle and a foul coming here on the Blue Eagles. So McMahon with a good chance here to get the Rebels on the scoreboard. Dances in, shot low, saves Scannell. McMahon tried to go high-low on that one and bounce it in, but Scannell was able to get her stick on that one and stop it. Long outlet pass goes out, and here comes IHA into the attacking zone. 23-29, 2-0 Blue Eagles over Saddle River Day. Prime scoring chance, shot, score.
Hey, way to be Kenna!
That time it was Haley Bosselina burying that one in the back of the net. And it is now 3-0 in favor of the Blue Eagles. On a fast break opportunity, Bosselina was able to get wide open right in front of the net. And Zoe Fava already allowed 3 goals here so far on the season. She's been one of the more improved players on the Rebels team, but so far struggling against a high-powered IHA offense. And Vincy wins the faceoff for IHA once again. So far, she is 3 of 4, 7 faceoff opportunities. Zeed works it in, inside, shot high into the corner, and that one goes as well. Still not yet 2 minutes into this game, and we have a 4-0 lead for IHA. And they were the higher-seeded team, obviously coming into this game. That's why it is a home game. They're the number 2 team in the tournament. Saddle River Day coming in at number 7. And so far, IHA off to a dominant start. The McMahons can't really hurt you that much, I suppose, if you don't have the ball. Faceoff goes up, and it's won once again by IHA. Vincy with another nice win. She gives to Josie Zinn. Zinn walks in with it. Shot! And a whistle came. Might have been right before the shot. And so the goal will not count, but it will be a penalty shot here for Zinn. Walks in, bounces it in. 5-goal lead, 22-35 left here in the first half. And we've seen at points this season IHA being able to string together high-octane outbursts of offense. And that's what we're seeing so far here in the first 2.5 minutes of this game. 5 goals scored already to this point. And more or less, it's been a different player each time. They have so many players who can contribute offensively to this team. Almost the exact opposite of Saddle River Day, where it's the McMahons, and, you know, they hope that that can try and open some things up. But like I said, it's kind of hard for them to score if they don't have the ball in their hands. And we'll redo the face-off. 22-34 remaining here in the first. 5-0 IHA leads. And the face-off won by Vincy once again. Starting in is Samantha Barma. And it looks like that time it was Weber burying that one. And boy, just as quickly as IHA gets the ball, they seem to be scoring. Christine Weber, her second of the day already. Number 14 for her on the season. And it is now a 6-0 lead in favor of IHA. And we're going to get a timeout. And while we have a chance here, we'd like to remind you that you can follow NJ.ORG Varsity on Twitter. We are at NJ.ORG Varsity. And you can also like us on Facebook, NJ.ORG Varsity, and subscribe to our new YouTube channel, which is no longer NJ Newsfeed. It is NJ.ORG Varsity. 6-0, 22-20 left here in the first half. Joe Vasile, Mark Insera working the cameras in this one. I'd also like to remind you that should IHA win, we will be carrying their game on Thursday as well, right here on NJ.ORG Varsity. It'll be Matt Nelson and my partner in crime, Mark Insera, here on the call in that one. And, of course, we've been talking here a little bit about this timeout taken by Saddle River Day. Karen McMahon is the head coach at Saddle River Day. She's in her second season, been the head coach both years of this program. She is also the mother of both Izzy and Danielle McMahon. So there you go. Little family connection. And as we mentioned, those two are the two big threats on this Saddle River Day team. Everyone else has pretty much had to learn the sport of lacrosse more or less from scratch over the last year or two. And they've got two of their big defenders, Michaela Robinson, and Katie House, picked up the lacrosse stick for the first time in their lives just back in March. And now here they are, trying to defend some of this aggressive attack of the Blue Eagles. 22:05 left, 6-0 IHA. Good movement away from the ball. IHA's, it's Bosselina controlling that orange stick. Works it in, shot, and that's another goal for Sam Marmo. Came into this game with 50 points leading the Blue Eagles and 43 goals, and adds to those totals right there. 7-0 now IHA, 21-45. As Saddle River Day just can't seem to get the ball in their possession. And quite frankly, this face-off here is huge for them. If they want to even have a prayer of trying to seize a little bit of momentum back in this one, they've got to win this one, and it's going to be Izzy McMahon in there taking the face-off this time. Danielle, who had been taking the face-offs, no longer in the circle. And it's going to be won by the Rebels, and so the change seems to work out. McMahon darts in, and she gets fouled. I'm going to place her for a penalty shot here at the second hash. Scannell's already saved one of these so far today. McMahon works in, fires a shot that goes wide. It'll stay Saddle River ball. Just the second shot on net so far for Saddle River Day. So far, they haven't been able to convert on either one of them. That's Maggie Kuntz behind the net. She dishes off to Kelly Hannigan. Hannigan, the third leading scorer on the team with 21 points. Shoots in. Looked like she got that one in off of the side of Scannell. It looked like it might have hit off her hip or the side of her leg and bounce in for the first goal of the day for the Rebels, and makes the score 7-1, but perhaps a lot more symbolic in just that it takes a little bit of a load off the mind, perhaps, of the Rebels. Let them play a little bit looser here as they try to get back into this one, or at least make the score somewhat respectable. 20:52 left here in the first, 7-1 IHA. Once again, it's Izzy McMahon, senior, in there taking the face-off against Fincy, who won the face-off and then got fouled pretty hard by Danielle McMahon. She came down, checked her right on the stick, but she ended up going down. Heading the other way, IHA, lead pass, Marmo shoots and scores. There's another one for Sam Marmo, 8-1 now the score. As we mentioned, the 17-0 win over Demarest on Saturday. The score The first half was 16-0. Right now, the Eagles on pace to score, and full disclosure, I am not a math major, nor do I play one on television. But 32 goals, is it? No, 40. 40 goals in this half. Some might say that's an unsustainable pace. Not the way they've been playing. 20-21 left here in this first half. High pass, bounces, and that's going to roll all the way out of bounds and be Saddle River ball. So now Saddle River with an opportunity here to try and clear it out and get something moving on offense. They've had 2 chances on offense and converted on one of them. As that time was a bad pass that went high, out of bounds. Looks like they've started the running clock here as the clock continues to move. 19:50. Now left here in this first half, IHA up by 7. And it will be Rebels ball after the whistle. Passing it back, still trying to clear. Dancing over along the sidelines. Across the red line. And into the offensive zone goes the Rebels, and a bad pass. And it's going to be scooped up by Christine Weber, already with 2 goals on the game today. And it will be cleared down. Pass ends up skipping out of bounds. It'll be taken by Katie House for the Rebels, and they'll try and clear once again. Didn't have the best clear attempt on their last time, and this time it's just going to be Danielle McMahon taking it herself. Into the offensive zone she goes. Now she'll slow things down. 18:47 left here in this first half. 8-1. IHA leads Saddle River Day. Danielle McMahon with it behind the net. Wow, what a nice shot attempt that time. She was able to get that one to go. It's both of the goals now for Saddle River Day have come on similar attempts, coming across the GLE, and then just a little wrap around the left side of Kenneth Scannell. Saddle River Day now with their second goal of the game. Once again, 8-2 the score. 18:27 left here in this first half, as they seem to be playing a little bit better here over the last 2 or 3 minutes, do the Rebels, but still they've dug themselves quite a hole at the onset of this one. And a whistle on the faceoff, and we'll do it again. Running clock is off. Ball is set, and here we go. 1 by IHA. That's Jen Mistretta who picked that one up. It's carrying it the other way for IHA. She walks in, fires it behind the net for Bossalina. Tried for a pass, but it was tipped away by Danielle McMahon and taken the other way. In the offensive zone, being double-teamed and ridden, and we're going to be getting a little push called. So we'll set things up. 17:50 left here in this first half. 8-2, the score in favor of IHA. Couple goals for Sam Marmo, couple goals for Christine Weber for the Blue Eagles so far today. McMahon working it around slowly. So no matter where she's gone on the field today, it seems as if she's been double-teamed the entire time. Trying to get something working here. Things around, thought about a shot, trying to get another one off. And a shot goes wide and is scooped up by IHA. It's going to be Mistretta playing it back for Scannell. Tara Cassidy on the clear, gives up to Gabriella Vinci. She scoops it up and going the other way for the Blue Eagles. 16:55 left here in the first. shot that time by Vinci, and another goal for IHA. Now 9-2. 16:45 left here in the first. This IHA just seems to have an answer for just about everything so far here today. Once again, I'd like to remind you that you can go on our YouTube channel and subscribe so you can, every time we post a video, be updated. That's NJ.ORG Varsity. That is also our Twitter account. Just throw an @ in front of that. And then on Facebook, you can like us there. Facebook.com/NJ.ORG Varsity. Joe Vasile alongside Mark and Sarah. Round 2 of the Bergen County Girls Lacrosse Tournament. Face-off won by IHA. Josie Zinn started walking in the wrong direction. Realized there was not taking it away. And IHA on the attack once again. 16.5 left here in the first. Zinn with it up top. Gives to Haley Bosselina. Once again, IHA just slowing things down. Working it around in front. Shot attempt that time was Annie Quinn, burying that one in the back of the net. Her 10th of the season, the 10th of the game for IHA. They are now up 8 goals. 10-2 is the score. 16:03 left here in the first, and almost shades of Saturday a little bit, as I can see Mark and Sarah shaking his head. He was on the call in that one. And nodding, a positive shake. Perhaps. He knows what I mean, but of course, since you can't see him, I have to say the right things. Usually helps when I do that. Here comes the face-off. And it's Saddle River Day scooping it up. McMahon has it knocked out of her stick. She's going to go back and scoop it up, and a whistle coming here against IHA, and so it'll remain Rebels ball. Excuse me, it's going to be IHA ball. Completely misread that one. Selena with it behind the net. And she will just hold. Fakes a pass, and will keep it. She's guarded by Megan Crowley. $15:19 left here in the first. 10-2 IHA leads. Looking to extend that lead a little bit here. Vasilina still with it behind the net. Content to just walk around. Now she'll try the other side. Still in fire a pass. Gets one off to Zinn, and a save by Zoe Fava. I believe that's the first save she's made today. Fava came into this game allowing just 8.45 goals against per game. Already with 10 surrendered so far here in the first 10 minutes. Ground ball is going to be scooped up by Kelly Johnson, now taking the other way for IHA. It's Gabriella Vinci. No, she didn't have it. She gave it to Josie Zinn, who scores. Another one for Zinn. 11-2, 14:05 left here in the first. Boy, if you're IHA, you've got to be very pleased with the way your first 2 games have gone here in this Bergen County tournament. Played very well right from the beginning of this one. And, well, the scoreboard pretty much tells the story in this one. Sometimes it doesn't. That's not the case here today. Be Daniela McMahon back in, taking the face-off for the Rebels. And a whistle. We'll do it again. Jim Cosgrove placed the ball. He'll back away. And here we go. Ball's up. And it's going to be taken by Izzy McMahon. And the other way for Saddle River Day. An illegal check here on IHA. And so McMahon will scoop it up. Wait for the whistle. Everybody will get set. Here 13:43 left here in this first period. 11-2 IHA. And McMahon will slow things down. McMahon, one of the few seniors on this team. Got recruited to play collegiately lacrosse, but she will play basketball upon graduation when she goes away to college. As a matter of fact, a very high percentage of players on this Saddle River Day team are members of the basketball team. McMahon walks in, shot goes high, and goes out of bounds. It'll stay Rebels ball. And that, all the players being on the basketball team, it works both to the advantage and also a little bit to the detriment of this team a little bit. Obviously, the players, they have great chemistry from being on a team in 2 consecutive seasons. They know the tendencies, the personalities, and you get that chemistry playing together. That certainly helps, but it also hinders them a little bit because, hey, if they want to have a practice, but there's a basketball game, guess who's not practicing lacrosse? Shot, Marmo, and a save by Fava. And a dangerous outlet pass was tipped away and taken away by the Blue Eagles, so they get a second chance here. Ball's loose on the ground, scooped up by IHA, and they'll work it out a little bit, slow things down. 11:54 left here in the first. 11-2 the score in favor of IHA. Weber with it. Gives this in, down low, and gets it past Fava for the 12th goal. Now a 10-goal lead for IHA. 11:25 left here in the first. As their scoring pace has slowed down a little bit here as we've gone on, but still tacking on the goals. Now up by 10. And clock will continue to run. As we approach 11 minutes remaining here in this first half. It'll be Daniela McMahon taking the faceoff for the Rebels, going up against Gabriella Vinci. That's been the matchup we've seen most of the time. Every once in a while, Lizzie McMahon will show up in the faceoff circle. Ball's up, and it's scooped up by IHA, and here they go again. It's Sam Marmo darting in with it this time. And a whistle. This one going against the Rebels. 10:35 left. Everyone gets all reset. Some more directions coming, and here we go. Whistle is off. Walking in, Marmo. Shot save Fava, but a whistle came before the shot against the Rebels, and so shooting foul. Here is Marmo will get a chance. She's already buried 3 today. Shot. Score. 4 on the day for Sam Marmo. She had 4 against Demarest last Saturday. And it's now 13-2 with just about 10 minutes remaining here in this first half. IHA has pretty much controlled the ball the entire time, and as I've said a few times, it's kind of hard to score if you don't have the ball. IHA keeps winning the faceoffs, though, no matter who Saddle River Day seems to be throwing in there. They've tried changing some things up, but nothing seems to have worked to this point. Faceoff won once again by IHA, now going the other way with it. Vinci with a wide open lane. Fires. Quinn. Shot. Goes wide and bounces out of bounds. And it'll be IHA ball as they were closer. 9-13 remaining here in this first half. 13-2 is the score. After the whistle will be Haley Porcelina with the ball for IHA behind the net. There was a period a few minutes ago where she just hung on to the ball for what seemed like 2 minutes behind there, just content to let some time run off the clock. Can't say I blame her that much. Sam Marmo's got it up top now for the Blue Eagles. She just seems content to let some time tick off and let something develop. Guess you can have that luxury when you're up by 11. She'll dump it off for Zede. Zede walks in, shot, tried to bounce it past Fava, but she got a stick on it. But the rebound was scooped up by Gabriella Vinci, and IHA with another chance here. It's Marmo once again up top. Right over by where second base is on the softball field. Walking in, looks for a shot, and she's not going to take one, but there's going to be a whistle. And Marmo's going to get a chance to get number 5 right here. 7:45 left here in the first. Marmo, shot, score. 14-2. Now the score, and as mentioned, almost eerily reminiscent of Saturday against Demorest. They got off to that big lead in the first half and then slammed the brakes pretty much the entire second half and cruised to an easy victory in the opening round of this tournament. Here in round 2, as for right now, IHA seemingly in control of this one. Face off once again, won by IHA. How about this little takeaway for Saddle River Day, and here they come now. 6:30 left. Sun is shining very brightly here today, getting in the eyes of just about everyone watching this game. Daniela McMahon walking towards the middle of the field with the ball. Once again, double covered. Tries to fake to the inside. Look for a shot, has an opening. Fires, saved by Scannell. Well, she's been good today. It's been beat kind of in the same location twice, but other than that, it's been flawless. On a whistle and a foul coming here against IHA. Flag was out. Taking the shot here is going to be Holly Moore. It's a transfer from Northern Highlands. 6 goals, 1 assist on the season. Walks in, shot, goes wide. Skips out of bounds, and it'll stay Saddle River ball. 5:30 left here in the first. Moore with it. Working it back around the net. She gives to Hannigan. Hannigan is looking for a shot attempt down in front, and get her with a charge as she kind of left her feet and ended up bouncing into a couple of IHA players there. And so it'll be IHA ball now going the other way right after the whistle. Everyone's set. And so are we. Coming out with it is Sophie Rosenzweig. Gives to Josie Zinn into the offensive zone. Here comes IHA and a whistle. Coming here, and Zinn will get the shooting penalty. 4.5 just about left. Zinn, shot, save Fava. Long outlet pass goes up to Daniela McMahon, and here she goes the other way into the offensive zone. Once again, we'll slow things down. Shot in front is not going to end up being taken. Garabo got the lead pass and was unable to corral it. She had it in her stick and then had it knocked out and then tried to just bat it down towards the goal, but was unable to get anything on it. And so it's taken now by IHA after the stoppage. Tara Cassidy taking it up, and she's going to be checked a little bit too high. And so it'll stay IHA ball. 3:10 left here in the first half. It'll be taken the other way by Annie Quinn. Quinn works in with it. Thought for about a half a second about a shot opportunity, then decided to just back it on out. So after the whistle, here we go. It'll be, can't quite see the number. It'll be Catherine DeCourt taking it here. She fires it low, rung it off the post. Loose ball scooped up by IHA. Shot goes wide. Might have deflected off of a stick. And taken by IHA. 2:15 left. Vinci works it in front and is fouled. No, they're going to say charge. It's going to be going the other way. So Montegari not very happy here that they charged. Perhaps you could hear her. Though this isn't a particularly powerful microphone, and I wouldn't say that she's shouting. Minute 35 left, 14-2 is the score in favor of the IHA Blue Eagles. 5 goals already for Sam Marmo here in this first half. And it's Izzy McMahon now, wearing number 12. Works it in. Thought about a shot, got hit hard. Ball popped out of her stick, and they're going to say it's another charge. I have to say, with all games that I've done up to this point, I don't think I've seen 3 charges called in total. 3 charges called within the last 5 minutes here in this one. Under a minute to go here in the first half. IHA with another chance. And a whistle. Coming here was Annie Quinn, who was fouled. 40 seconds left here in the first half. And she'll take it. Here comes Quinn, bounces, and a save. Nice job by Fava. 26 seconds left here in the first half. Long outlet pass, nearly intercepted, and it's going to be picked up off a bounce by Sophie Rosenzweig, the defenseman for IHA. She'll take it into the offensive zone. Moves it back for Marmo. Rosenzweig will vacate, and Gabriella Vinci will come back in. To Zinn, Vinci shot, goes wide, out of bounds, and that will end this first half. What an action-filled first half it was for IHA. High-powered offense, 14-2 in favor of the Blue Eagles. As we mentioned, a couple of goals for Christine Weber. Haley Bossalina had some action as well. Sam Marmo with 5 goals. Annie Quinn buried one as well, as did Maggie Zeed, Josie Zinn, and Gabriella Vinci. Just about everyone, all 7 starting offensive players with a goal in that first half for IHA. They spread the ball around, and they've certainly done an excellent job. We'll take a quick break, and we'll be right back now with the second half of action right after this. Going into the half, 14-2. I'm Joe Vasile, and you're watching NJ.ORG Varsity's presentation of IHA Lacrosse.
Good, Patty. How about you? Good boy? This is a quiz game. And,
how can, like, it would be 95 degrees, like, how can you like this? This is horrible. Like, I'd be sweating, I'd be running around. Like, this thing is, we had, like, 3 team collared shirts that we got to one game. That's 3, which gets old quickly when you have, like, a 6-game homestand or a 7-game homestand. Yeah. And, like, oh, man, it was horrible. Like, you'd always be sweating and just feel, that's why the air-conditioned climate control press box was, like, a gift from God.
Although, the thing is last year we got water polo.
Where is this?
Rockland.
Illinois?
No.
Oh, no, New York.
New York.
I'm thinking of
No, not whoever that was. That was in Illinois.
I'm trying to think of the place in Illinois. The Aviators, remember the baseball? Rockford, thank you. Rockford. So where I lived in Illinois was not far from Rockford. They had a baseball team and a hockey team, and our sales guy used to work in Rockford.
What is it? ECHL?
What do you mean? Hockey team? I don't. It's AAA hockey, basically. They were the Blackhawks affiliate.
Nice. All right, welcome back. Just about set to start the second half. Joe Vasile here on play-by-play, joined by Mark and Sarah on the camera. Jay Triple was on the 1s and 2s. He is no longer. Face-off goes up, and it is still loose and picked up by the Rebels. And, boy, that's the name of the game right there as a whistle comes here against IHA. If the Rebels want to try and get back in this one and perhaps even make this a respectable game here by the end, they've got to start winning face-offs much better than they did in that first half. They only won about 2 of them. And when the score is 14-2 in favor of IHA, you know, they've taken more than 2 face-offs. 17 to be exact. Man tried to catch a pass in front, but it skipped away. Well, it's controlled by the Rebels. Maggie Kuntz tried to throw it in front. Pass was a little bit high. Ground ball here, scooped up by Izzy McMahon. And that's something that the Rebels really weren't doing much of, winning those ground ball chances in the first half. McMahon shoots, and it goes wide. Might have hit off the side of the net. She slams her stick down in frustration. 23:44 left here in this second half. 14-2 is the score in favor of IHA. Well, the Rebels won the opening faceoff, and now they'll try and net one here. Make this an 11-goal game. Ella McMahon behind the net. Being worked on by Jen Mistretta. McMahon in front, bounces it up. And in. There you go, her second of the day. 3rd overall. For River, as it's now 14-3 on the season. 77 goals now for McMahon. An impressive number. .22:55 left here in this second half. As the clock continues to run, go to the running clock. It was redundant. Here comes the face-off. And this time it'll be won by IHA, and back on the attack they go. See what their strategy is here at the beginning of this second half. So far it's going to be to dump it to Haley Borsalina behind the net. Holly Moore working on Borsalina. There's not too much action going around right now. Just a bunch of IHA players making cuts towards the net in hopes of receiving a pass. But a good job by Moore of getting her stick up in the lanes, not letting Borsalina get anything off. She'll now come over to the other side and try and see if she can find a passing lane from the right side of the net. Still not quite able to work it across the GLE. Finally does. Here comes the pass. Sam Marmo in front, shoots. And it looks like they're going to call that one dead before the shot. So no goal there. 14-3, 21-15 left here in the second. And Sam Marmo will take the shot for IHA off the penalty. Already with 5 on the game. Works it in, shoots, and scores. Make it number 6 for Sam Marmo. That's now 10 goals in the last 2 games for her. She continues to lead this team in scoring. 49 goals for her on the season. Just a junior, of course, another great player here on this team and a great season as they are up 15-3 with 20:30 left here in the second. It'll be McMahon and Vincey taking the face-off. And it is Daniela, not Izzy. It's going to be won by IHA. It's taken by Kelly Johnson. Ball knocked out, ground ball chance, scooped up by Saddle River Day, and now they'll go the other way with it. Daniela McMahon working in with a shot. Was a little bit wide, and a penalty coming here against IHA as she went down pretty hard after the shot attempt. So McMahon with a chance. An answer for that last IHA goal. 15-3 the score. 19:40 left here in the second half. Daniela McMahon works in, and she wasn't able to get a shot off. And we're going to get another whistle, and we'll try this again. And a whistle and another foul against IHA. Once again, it'll be McMahon taking it in from the outside hash. And another whistle. The good news is the clock is at 18:50 here in the second. Another whistle. 18:40, 15-3. Man works in, shot. And I'm not sure whether there's more cheering for the save or for the lack of a whistle. And we're going to get another whistle. And the ball's going to go all the way back to Scannell. She was hit in the midst of that outlet pass. And so IHA with a chance to clear. And they do. Unable to close Josie Zinn, ground ball, scooped up, still by no one, and now Wiley Bossalina's got it, fires in front for Marmo, and a hold coming. Shot and a goal. Number 7 for Marmo, number 50 on the season. Number 16 on the game for IHA. 17-20 left here in the second. 16-3 in favor of IHA. And, 14-2 was the score coming into this half. And IHA has been able to continue their pace. And it seems like Saddle River Day has made some adjustments that have worked, quite frankly, to varying degrees. They're winning a few more faceoffs. They just haven't been able to convert on all the opportunities that they've been given. What few they have. Faceoff won by Saddle River Day. Ball knocked out of the stick of Michaela Robinson. Well, there's going to be a foul going against IHA, so it'll be Rebels ball. Michaela Robinson, one of those players who is in her first season of playing, picked up a stick for the first time in March. Hey, guess what? She plays basketball. Much like 2/3 of this team. Working in with the ball, Kelly Hannigan. One of the good offensive midfielders on this team. Pass was a little low, and it was scooped up by IHA. Now here comes in the other way. She gives up to Christine Weber. The lefty Weber up to Marmo. Marmo works in, tries for 8, and she's got it. IHA had the odd man rush going the other way, and Sam Marmo was able to bury that one. Number 8, unofficially, on the day. I suppose I should say that because I am not the official scorekeeper. 17-3, the score here with 15.5 left in the second. Hey, we'd like to remind you to follow us on Twitter at NJ.ORG Varsity. Like us on Facebook, NJ.ORG Varsity. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, NJ.ORG Varsity. That's where you can find all of our great coverage of IHA's run here in the Bergen County Lacrosse Tournament. This is round number 2. This is number 2 against number 7. Right now, number 2 out to quite the lead, up by 14 with 15 minutes to play. Rebels with the ball. Not showing a great sense of urgency in getting something set up. Here they come. Is a McMahon using her speed, fires it, saves Scannell. She's done a great job all day, as has the entire IHA team in shutting down the McMahon sisters, for the most part. Taken the other way by the Rebels, 14:20 left here in the second. 17-3 is the score. And we're going to get a whistle. We've had plenty of those today, and it's going to be IHA ball. Whistle's going to go against the Rebels. Can't quite catch a break. 13:45 left here in the second. Going the other way is IHA. Pass was high. And now it's going to go the other way, the Rebels, as Megan Crowley was able to get it, but it was nice play that time by Bossalina. She gives to Marmo. Marmo works in, shot it goes, but a whistle came before the shot. And so once again, we'll negate that one. And I've got to say also, the number of whistles that we've in this game is exceptional. Pass goes to Catherine DeCourt right off the whistle, and she buries that one home. The 8th different player for IHA to score a goal in this game. 18-3 with 13 minutes remaining, and you've got to wonder at what point do you just say, stop shooting? It seemed like in the Demarest game, like that was what IHA's strategy was for most of that second half. But now up by 15. It's getting to an ugly point. And you don't want to insult their team. You know, you've got to worry about that as well. But, geez. 12.5 to go. 18-3. Daniela McMahon going the other way. She gives off to her sister. A 2-year older Izzy. She works in, looks for a shot, and she buries that one. McMahon's sisters have, well, they've accounted for all 4 goals here today. Each of them have 2. 19-4. 11:35 left here in the second. We'll get set as a ball kind of caromed onto the field. We have an embarrassed little fan. We're all set to go. Face-off won by the Rebels. Daniela McMahon going the other way with it. Double teamed, has it knocked out of her stick, and a whistle and a foul coming against IHA. She'll take it from the side hash. 11 left here in this half. In this game. Everyone finally getting set up. Here we go. McMahon, what about working in? And a couple of different IHA defenders swallowed her up. Shot attempt that time for Kelly Hannigan was stopped by Scannell. Now going the other way is IHA. They'll look to clear. 10.5 left in the game. And they've got it. It's Christine Weber already with 2 goals on the game. I'd say she was having a good one, but everybody on IHA is having a good game. Shot, Catherine DeCourt. She scores again. Came into this game with 2 goals on the season, and she's got 2 goals in the last 3 minutes. 19-4 now the score, and another timeout taken by Saddle River Day. We'd like to thank all of you once again for watching this very special presentation here on our YouTube channel, NJ.ORG Varsity. We'd like to ask you to subscribe to that. You can get all the videos. This game will also be archived. If you're watching a live stream, it'll be after or replay at your request. You can also contact Jay Treble if you would like any copies of any of our footage here on NJ.ORG Varsity. You can also contact Jay Treble from the contact information in the description below this video for sponsorship opportunities, or if you would like to have NJ.ORG Varsity cover one of your events. And we would love to come on out and do that as well, so just contact Jay Treble. We'd also like to thank all the parents here at IHA who have made this broadcast possible. We've given them credit as well down in the description. Without them, we would not be here, and we want to thank them from the bottom of our hearts as well. 15 goals the deficit, 19-4 is the score with 10 minutes and 4 seconds remaining in this second half. And for Saddle River Day, it was a season they came into with, you wouldn't say great expectations. They were 500 last year in the first year of the program, and you know, they thought they'd improve a little bit this year. They scheduled some opponents early on in the season that had beaten them in the year before, and whether it was just a combination of them being a little bit down, but also the Rebels improving over the season, they got off to a very quick start. They won their first 9 games, even after the competition started to pick up a little bit. They continued to win. They lost a tough game against Morris Catholic, and that's been their only loss this year, coming in 10-1 on the game. And you know, their goal today was to try and at least vary up the game plan a little bit and try and get some other players involved. But other than the McMahon sisters, but they didn't really have a chance to implement their game plan, as IHA just got out to a big lead right at the onset of this one, and they have kept the accelerator on. Shot attempt by Zin goes into the net of Zoe Fava. A little bit of a mix-up there. Vinci was really able to make Fava pay for, well, essentially having the ball bounce right out of her stick, but a nice play was made by the Saddle River Day defender, Michaela Robinson. In her first season on the team, a junior, was able to cut in front and knock the ball out of bounds, but it will stay with the Blue Eagles. 9:10 remaining here in this game. IHA with the ball. That was Marmo on the outside, I believe, who ended up drawing the whistle. Shadows starting to creep across from the far side of the field over to our side of the field. As it's Christine Weber controlling behind the net, she gives to Vinci. Gabriella Vinci working in front, looks for a shot, and she gets it in. Got it right in the right side of the net for goal number 20 on the game for IHA. 8:30 left in this one. Whereas the running clock has been on since about the 5 or 6 minute mark left in the first half. So time continues to tick down as it is a 16-goal lead for IHA in this one. And getting back to the point about Saddle River, they, like I said, did not have the biggest expectations, but they've played very well. They're a very athletic team. They've got some skill, but they're still very raw and just need a little bit more refining. And we're seeing that on display here today with some just more skilled players on the IHA side have been able to shut down more or less anything that the Rebels have tried to do today. Izzy McMahon working in, has it fall out of her stick, and it's scooped up by IHA, and here they come the other way, 7.5. Pass was nearly tipped away, and now it is scooped up by having a hard time scooping it up is Katarina Kokosis. And eventually we're going to get a whistle on IHA, and it will be Rebels ball. Taken by Michaela Robinson. She tries to get it off across midfield, and she does. In the offensive zone, Robinson carries. Working it in, swarmed by defenders. And ridden away. Penalty coming here against Robinson. So it'll be an IHA ball. Sophie Rosenzweig will take it. Cards forward. Checked a little bit. Ridden by McMahon. And a whistle. 6:25 left here in the game. 20-4 is the score in favor of the Blue Eagles of IHA. Long pass downfield. Goes wide of Olivia Nelson and skips out of bounds. And so it will be Rebels ball. 6:09 remain in the game. McMahon takes it. Ridden by Becca DeRosa. Man continues to go all the way down. And is fouled. 5:52 remain. 16-goal lead for IHA. Joe Vasile alongside Mark and Sarah on camera. Should IHA be able to hold on to this lead, which I don't think would be asking too much, they will play the third round of the Bergen County Tournament on Thursday, and we will have that game for you right here on NJ.ORG Varsity. Working in, McMahon with a shot, and it goes. She was able to get that one in past Scannell. Didn't quite have the post hugged well enough as she got it right between her leg and the right post for her third goal of the game, 5th overall for the Rebels. The other 2 belong to her sister. And it's now 20-5. The deficit back down to 15 with 4:48 to play. And overall, if you're Saddle River Day, you can't really hang your head too much or for too long about this one. You just have to look back at this season and be able to find the positives in what they've been able to accomplish in just the second year of the program. They've made it to the second round of the Bergen County Tournament when nobody thought they would even sniff it. They've played much better than a lot of people gave them credit for. They've developed well. They've improved in many facets. And unfortunately, they just weren't able to put it all together here today. As Olivia Nelson Has the chance here off the penalty. She shoots and scores! 9 different IHA players have scored a goal in this one. It is 21-5. It's Olivia Nelson burying that one home with just about 3.5 to go here in this one. And you can call that one the icing on the cake for IHA. The exclamation point, I'm thinking of what other cliches I could throw out, because it's that time of day. The cherry on top of the sundae. I've got some other cliches. Not quite sure I can repeat them, though. Face-off, eventually going to be won by the Rebels, and going the other way, it's Daniela McMahon. As he works in, fires a shot that was saved by Scannell's shoulder blade and bounced down right in front of her. And now IHA will clear with just about 2:45 left. Getting it across. It's Becca DeRosa. She has it knocked out of her stick, and now taken the other way by Saddle River Day. McMahon had it knocked out of her stick by Catherine DeCourt. And a whistle was blown as that was an illegal check. 2:10 left in the game. 21-5 in favor of IHA. Still playing good, tight defense, even with the lead they have and at this stage in the game. Inside for Moore. She got tripped up by Tara Cassidy and hit the deck. So Moore will have a chance here. Off the penalty. Minute 35 remain in this game. Moore walks in, shoots, saved by Scannell. (21-5) the score as IHA takes it the other way. 9 different players have scored for the Blue Eagles, including 8 goals by their outstanding low attacker, Sam Marmo. That's Emily Byrne with the ball. She had it checked out of her stick, but it was a penalty on on Saddle River Day. And so Byrne will get a chance right here. Fires it in for DeCourt. DeCourt, pass, shot, Zinn, and that one goes in. 40 seconds left. 22-5 is now the score, as that was not a B. 30 seconds remain as IHA, well, they cruise to another victory here in round 2 of the county tournament. Once again, Thursday is when they will play next. We will have that game right for you here on NJ.ORG Varsity. Will be Matt Nelson and Mark Insera on the call on that one. 4 seconds remain here in the game. The final seconds will tick off here, and this one is over. And I mean over in the sense of the time is done, not in the sense of IHA controlling the game pretty much right from the onset. They scored 24 seconds into this game and did not stop until the final horn. A very good game overall by the Blue Eagles. And, well, for Saddle River Day, what more can you say that hasn't been said already? It's been a surprising season for them. They've outperformed a lot of their expectations, and you can't really hang your head too low. You're going down to a very good IHA team in this one, and you just have to look back at this season and say, you know what? We gave it a real run for their money. They got their first county tournament win in program history, and just move forward and try and progress and be a little bit better next year, but unfortunately unable to get it done here today. So we mentioned 9 different scores for IHA. Christine Weber had 2. Haley Bossalina had a goal. Sam Marmo had 8 goals. Annie Quinn scored. Gabriella Vinci scored. Maggie Zeed scored. Josie Zinn scored. Catherine DeCourt scored twice. And Olivia Nelson netted 1. If I messed up any of those numbers, I apologize very much. It was a lot to keep track of here today. Once again, the final score, 22-5 for Jay Treble, Mark and Sarah. I'm Joe Vasile saying thank you very much for joining us here this afternoon, and have a great day. We'll be back Thursday with the 3rd round here from IHA. Well, there you go. Have fun.
Thank you. I intend to.
So I guess